Good day everyone, we are Bachelor of Science in Accountancy-2 and today we're going to present to you our Nstp project proposal entitled Too Young or Too Old? Overcoming Traps of the Overwhelming Reality. For the project proponents, I am Rinoa Maybi Oloroso, the leader of this group, Aliana Justin Makiling, my assistant leader, and together with the rest of our team, Abaya, De Castro, Galio, Mondido, De La Cruz, Lalata, Dalafu, Balbalosa, Limen, Bulalake, Milanes, Tauro, and Bernardo. Our target barangay for this project will be the barangay of Paliwas, Obando, Bulacan. So, let's now proceed to our proposal. For the background and rationale, young people often handle pressure about how they should develop a great movement towards their future. The psychological, emotional, and psychosocial challenges that almost all young adolescents face at the stage of development are what affects their progress and decisions. Being stuck on what they should do next and getting really anxious thinking if they are just too young to be rushing things or too old to be wasting time. As we all know, today's youth is tomorrow's nation. We, not only as students but also an individual, do play a vital role in the community and how it is shaped generations by generations. The world is changing so rapidly that the challenge of preparing for the future of young people is becoming increasingly difficult. Nowadays, there are many activities that people must know for the betterment of our lives in the community as a whole. We have to take a step forward on promoting awareness and providing guidance so that people, especially the young ones, as soon as they are given the right track, can gain assistance in visualizing the art of reality and planning ahead for their futures. With the help of this project, the raising concerns of the people living in Paliwas o Bando, Bulacan, where some of the young people does not yet know how to make use of his or her time in sensible ways, would solidify their knowledge and understanding different interests regarding the need of building skills for the preparation to the stage of adulthood. The said program will help the people on the target barangay to determine their next move in the formulation of their paths, dreams, transitions, and developmental pace in their own lives.
Good day, I'm Aliana Justin Makiling and now let's move on to objective of the project. Young individuals experience severe sadness and anxiety due to the overwhelming adulting stage. Yes, it's natural for them to feel unprepared to adulthood. So I, together with my team, will help these young adults by providing structural and emotional support as they deal with the struggles and pressures that individuals face when transitioning from adolescence to adulthood. Our general objective is to assist them to visualize and plan their future. We hope that by the end of this program, young adults will be able to create their own life roadmap that will enable them to prioritize what is important, make sensible decisions based on their priorities, manage their mental health and the stress of overwhelming adulting stage, actively participating in various activities that will provide opportunities for them to build networks and increase the sense that they're not alone. And lastly, increase their knowledge and skills needed for adult development. For further information, my partner will discuss it with you.
Thank you, Ms. Aliana Makiling, for another objectives of our project proposal. To be an eye-opener to teenagers what life ahead of us. It means therefore they will have an idea when something new came up to their path, they know what to do and to lessen anxiety and such. And also to give them a heads up to avoid major challenges in life. It will be beneficial to them, as I said a while ago. It will be helpful to them because teenagers are one of the confusing and challenging ages of life. People came and go. New experiencing ahead and sometimes it's hard to handle things like that. And last, to get knowledge and ideas on what to do or to act on certain things when it gets hard. To avoid unstable mental health, we would like to provide some life tips regards with it. For all, we know mental health is very important even before, but as we are still experiencing pandemic nowadays, Pandemic anxiety is one of the major challenges that any ages could experience. For that being said, we are aiming to help teenagers as will be growing up to help us well.
One of the significant part of this project is to identify the best and the most important people who will benefit from it. The more information you get from these people and how they will benefit, the better your project can be. Teenagers can certainly benefit personal growth, whether it be in their financial situation or their spiritual life. As a young adult, you have the chance to tackle some of the most difficult problems affecting our society with the 8 of Our project. You can also develop maturity and become a valuable member of society by pushing yourself and facing facts of life.
It also benefits our parents. They will face overwhelming reality, but with the help, they can overcome their fears and problems. The purpose of this project is put everyone on the path to overcoming the overwhelming presence of reality. It will give you a complete step-by-step plan for overcoming all of these drops in an easy and convenient way. At the same time, it offers you many benefits to your life both now and for the far future. Also to enhance their knowledge about their children, and it will help them to know how importance of the children behavior and to avoid pressure. And lastly, how can the project be successful if our community is not included as one of its beneficiaries? Overcoming overwhelms help people stay productive in their lives, saves lives, slows the spread of disease, increases job satisfaction, and gives more self-assurance and motivation.
Hi, I'm Leah Galia, and now we will go to the implementation of strategies. These are the actions and strategies that will be implemented in Barangay Paliwas, Obando, Bulacan to address the objectives. These projects have 3 weeks worth of activities, and I will be discussing with you the week 1. So for our week 1 activities is for college students. Our first action is we will be helping them to get their valid IDs. The most common use of an ID card is to verify that the person holding it is indeed who she claims to be. You can then use it to match any additional information she gives you, such as address on an application form. So for our first action, these are the following lectures to be discussed. The first one is importance of getting valid IDs, especially when you're availing government services or transacting with private companies. Of course, you won't be able to access government programs or other private companies such as banks if you don't have a valid ID. In order for them to trust you and let you into their company, they will be needing to verify you. One thing they require is a valid ID. It is secure and safe for both of you. Second is we will be helping students to apply and get their own valid IDs. When a student turns 18, he or she will begin his or her journey to adulthood, and getting his or her own valid ID is a good place to start. We would advise them on what to get first or what to do, because as we all know, as a first timer, it is difficult to start to get your valid IDs because you don't know what to do or what other requirements are needed. So we are here to assist you. Last is we will provide a step-by-step procedures to the students on what valid IDs to get first and what requirements are they going to need. As I previously stated, we will help them on obtaining a valid ID. And in order to achieve that, we will help them, we will provide them a step-by-step procedure to help them better understand what they're going to do. So for the last action in our week 1 is create a time management plan. Did you know that the quality of your work increases when you're not rushing to complete it ahead on a fast approaching deadline? Time management helps you prioritize your tasks so that you ensure you have enough time available to complete every project. So these are the following activities to do or lectures to discuss included in our last action. The first one is to educate young people about life as adults. Transitioning from adolescence to adulthood is difficult, especially when you have no idea what lies ahead. So we're here to help you prepare physically and mentally to your new chapter in life, adulthood. Second is we will help you balance your personal time and work time. Of course, you must balance everything, particularly your time. You can't just concentrate on one thing. And as a students, we all know how stressful it is to have a lot of schoolworks. So we would provide you a basic advice or techniques to help you overcome this issue. Third is strategically plan all the works including schoolworks. And as a student, it is critical for you to plan everything. And planning is important in achieving your goals. So we would aid students to create a task planner so that they would not feel overburdened by work due to poor planning. Lastly is how to achieve goals when you plan ahead. We would provide you insights and ideas on what would happen if you plan ahead of time. You can't enter the battle unprepared, so we are here to assist students with this. That's all for week 1 and thank you. Let's now all hear for the week 2.
Week 2 of Hunting Opportunities. Applying for a job. A job application is a formal document that sums up your factual education and experience for a potential employer. It contains private candidate data that hiring managers and recruiters can look at. When applying for a job, you must find a job that suits your skills or interests. One way to help the youth to begin to search for their career is to think about the things they are good at doing and then find careers that match to their skills. To create a resume, it is first necessary to understand what it is. It is a formal document that gives a summary of your professional qualifications such as relevant work experience, skills, education, and notable accomplishments. A resume is typically consists of 5 sections, including contact details, introduction, educational background, work history, and relevant skills. To complete your application, you must need to prepare supporting documents such as a cover letter, academic credentials, writing samples, veterans preference paperwork, portfolios, a reference list, letters of recommendation, and any other paperwork mentioned in the job advertisement. Career dilemma. Choosing a career is difficult, especially when you are just out of college. Youth experiencing such stress because of expectations of those who know them, and there's also annual camp peer pressure. Here are some ways to get past the initial dilemma. First, they must understand the job rules and responsibility so that they can do the tasks that have been assigned to them effectively. Second, conduct thorough research on the duties and obligations associated with the job. Third, make an effort to speak with a career counselor and a specialist in the relevant field. Additionally, make a list of your top priorities. This helps your task seem more manageable. It is easier to keep focus when you have a clear list of the things you need to complete and those you have already done. Passion versus proficiency versus profit. When searching and applying for a job, it is not just searching for a job that suits your skills or interests, but also look for a job that provides you with an outlet of your passion, requires sufficient proficiency to perform the job well, and compensate you sufficiently to be profitable. Passion. This allows them to advance in their careers and ultimately to live better lives. Passion for work brings with a sense of belonging. Proficiency. This is the quality of having a great facility and competence. Competences are a set of observable behaviors that provide a structured guide to help identify, evaluate, and develop key knowledge, skills, and attitudes to perform the job effectively. Make sure that the job you are looking for is not just a job that fits for where you are in your career, but also a profitable one so that it could support yourself and in your future.
There are actions and strategies that propose and implement in Barangay Paliwas, Banda, Bulacan. Achieve the financial project. The project is several goal of increasing financial sustainability of each living person in Barangay Taliwas. Project finances and long-term financing of priority number one. Independent capital investments where they teach the following. The first one, teach the types of investment strategies as per individual. The second one is the develop an individual acknowledgement of investment and how it works. And number three, determine that you're ready to commit to some financial goal. And priority number two, a person who started their business will be guided on the following item, which is market research, creating a business plan, define your strategies, and concentrate on system where your business will grow, and measure your progress and excellent your flawlessness. In addition, market research will tell us your idea has changed to become a successful business, and a method of gathering information of potential customer and executing businesses. Use the data to gain competitive advantage in your company, and so on and so forth. And we have a priority number three. Teach how the right way of handling money, and also teach the advantages about opening a bank account. There's a honorable mentions detail about this. Bank account will offer more safety for our money, and also it's more convenience rather than other savings skill. So this is only an actions of strategies and that propose to make a financial sustainability that for each person living in Barangay Taliwas, Bandog, Bulacan.
A pleasant day to each and everyone. I am Lotis Gem de la Cruz, and together with Menchi Bolalake and Enrique Bolañez, we will be tackling about our project management. Our webinar entitled Too Old or Too Young, Overcoming Traps of the Overwhelming Reality will take place in Paliwas o Bando, Bulacan. This program is primarily for young people or the youth in the barangay region. The program's primarily objective is to expose the kids or the youths to their realities outside of their comfort zones. This program will be primarily focused on providing the youths with helpful ideas and directions on how to move forward to overcome their various hindrances and to provide some concrete outline for their future. The 6 speakers who will be discussing their assigned topics and the organizers who will be supporting the participants throughout the entire program are the key persons in this webinar. The venue of this is Obando Plaza, Magsaysay. It is an area plaza that can accommodate a specific number of spectators. The barangay's various events take place here as well. 3 weeks have been set aside for this webinar schedule, and the following topics will be covered each week. Week 1, the topic is college, where the speaker will be discussing about valid IDs to get and better time management for a better routine. Week 2 is hunting opportunities, where the speaker will tackle about how to apply for a job resume, how to deal with career dilemmas, and passion versus proficiency versus profit. And lastly, week 3 for finances, where the speaker will talk about how to handle money, how to open a bank account, where to invest, and how to start a business.
For the project outline, first, the materials that will be needed for the program are microphone for the speakers, loudspeaker system for the sound system, chairs for the participants, and flyers. Next is the monitoring. While the program and demonstration are running, each organizer will keep an eye on the presentations given by the speakers to ensure that no ideas are mixed up. Third, the execution, the flow of the program. Under the execution, there is the entrance of the participants, where the organizers will assist all participants by lining them up in an orderly and non-disturbing manner with social and physical distancing to avoid crowding. They will be directed as to where they need to pass and sit. Next is the introduction. Here is the introduction of the speakers, organizers, and topics that will be discussed for the upcoming seminar. One of the key person will discuss the aims and what will happen throughout the seminar program they participated in. And for the first speaker, he or she will discuss his or her part for the presentation. He or she will be giving the introduction and contents.
In every session of a program, we must always take a break from time to time. In our case, there is a wellness break in between two speakers so that the participants will not be stressed out from watching the monitor or screen throughout the session. Once the wellness break has ended, the second speaker would come in and discuss his or her part of the presentation. He or she will be giving out the program introductions, contents, and remarks. Next is the closing remarks. One of the key persons will have his or her closing remarks, which will be thanking all of the participants and the speakers of the event. Lastly, we will be distributing flyers at the end of the presentation which contain information, summaries, and remarks of the program. We will also be conducting a survey which is the feedback from the participants regarding the program and their insights about the knowledge that they have gained.
In order to make too young or too old overcoming traps of the overwhelming reality possible, the team created a budget plan to meet the project's criteria. Here is our detailed budgetary requirements. Since our project will be held in an open space plaza in Ubando Plaza, Magsaysay, we will be needing a microphone and a loudspeaker system that will help the audiences hear clearly the guest speakers. The estimated cost for the microphone is 500 pesos and 3,000 pesos for the loudspeaker system. The team also allotted some budget to give the guest speakers a token of appreciation.
We will also be giving flyers to audiences that contains information, summaries, and remarks on the program. And as for the transportation of the whole team including the guest speakers, the estimated cost is 400 pesos and for the food 750 pesos. For the snacks, 250 for sweets and 1,000 pesos for the bottled waters. Lastly, the program will not be complete without the venue. It will be held on the Ubando Plaza, Magsaysay.
While delivering advocacy speeches about the project to all barangay participants titled Too Young or Too Old, Overcoming the Traps of Overwhelming Reality, it is normal for problems and issues to arise. Understanding the project is essential for providing concrete solutions to these problems. Here are some scenarios that could occur during advocacy speeches. The audience will not cooperate and be close-minded during the advocacy speeches. Lack of proper awareness in making life decisions outside of the comfort zone of the parents. Other teenagers are facing life changes due to the outbreak and feeling depressed, lonely, and anxious. Those who suffer from common illnesses such as depression and anxiety. Lack of parental attention may cause a youngster to become anxious. People who are homeless occupy affected locations such as streets and bridges.
Both parties will benefit from working together during the advocacy speeches. Where raising youth concerns make it difficult for the team to guide them. Familiarity with the project is essential. Providing some innovative solution may aid in the resolution of these issues. We, the team, will provide advice, patience, and trust to those who have suffered from mental illness. Raising mental health awareness in a community will benefit many people. During pandemic, we can assure you that this type of project is meticulously planned to achieve a specific result.